The Air Jordan 1 is one of the most popular sneakers of all time, and if you're a sneakerhead, you probably already know a lot about Michael Jordan's first signature sneaker. But there are actually quite a few things about the Jordan 1 that aren't common knowledge and may change the way that you think about the shoe. What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler, and today I'm counting down the 10 things that you may not know about the Air Jordan 1. So starting things off at number 10, you may not know that the Air Jordan 1 is my favorite silhouette of all time. That's not actually number 10, but it is the truth. But for real this time, let's start off the list. Number 10, the Air Jordan 1 was originally going to be called the Michael Jordan. So the story goes that David Falk, Michael Jordan's agent, first pitched the idea of Michael Jordan as a tennis player to Nike. Not that he actually played tennis, but that Nike treat him like they treat their tennis athletes. And the reason for that was because at the time, Nike's tennis athletes were the only ones who got full signature lines that included both clothing and sneakers. And just like with those tennis player lines, he originally pitched the idea of the line being called Michael Jordan. But unfortunately or fortunately, depending on if you like the name Michael Jordan or not, Nike felt like his name just didn't have enough notoriety yet. So instead, and might I also say within minutes, David Falk came up with the idea to call the line Air Jordan, not only because the line would feature Nike's running sneaker technology Air, but also because that's how Michael Jordan played basketball, in the air. In fact, he's famously quoted saying, "Air, because Nike's just developed these new running shoes that have an air technology that's supposed to cushion your feet. And it's a double entendre in the way that Michael plays basketball, in the air." Number 9. Michael Jordan didn't like the Air Jordan 1 at first. When Michael Jordan was first shown samples of the Air Jordan 1, he's famously quoted saying, "I can't wear that, those are devil colors." But what he meant by that were that the colors used on the shoe were actually the colors of his rival school, North Carolina State University. And not only that, but also in the Air Jordan 1, he couldn't feel the court the way that he could feel it in the Converses that he had been playing in before. Which I know now seems crazy, especially when you compare the midsole of the Air Jordan 1 to the new tech that we have today, but at the time he just didn't feel like it had the court feel that he wanted. Number 8. The mystery of the Air Jordan 1 KO. So the reason for the creation of the Air Jordan 1 KO isn't actually publicly known. Unlike the standard Air Jordan 1, the Air Jordan 1 KO does not feature a leather upper and instead features a canvas upper and also features a Nike Vandal midsole. For years it's been thought that the KO in the name of the shoe means knockout, but it turns out that it might actually mean knock off. And the reason for that is that apparently Nike released the shoe to combat the knockoffs that were starting to flood the market so they could actually profit off of a shoe that was sort of a knockoff of the Air Jordan 1 rather than letting these other companies do the same thing. Now to be fair, this story has never been confirmed by Nike and probably never will be confirmed, but we've heard enough versions of this story for it to most likely be the truth. Number 7. The Air Jordan 1 was a hugely popular skateboarding shoe. So not only was the Air Jordan 1 an incredibly popular basketball shoe, but at the time of its release, it also became a very popular skateboarding shoe. And the reason for that was because the Jordan 1 offered great ankle protection as well as some very soft cushioning underfoot, especially when compared to the skate shoes of the day. Not only that, but the leather upper used on the Jordan 1 was significantly more durable, especially when skateboarding, compared to canvas shoes that most people were wearing. And as you'll learn later on in the video, you could find the Air Jordan 1 on shelves for much cheaper than most other comparable sneakers on the market. Number 6. Michael Jordan's mother made him sign with Nike. Now okay, that title might be a little bit misleading because his mother, Dolores, didn't actually make him sign with Nike, she just made him actually meet with Nike. So, as you may have heard from the Last Dance documentary, Michael Jordan didn't originally want to sign with Nike, instead he wanted to sign with Adidas. In fact, the first time Nike reached out to meet with him, he refused it completely. But thank God for Dolores Jordan, because if it wasn't for her forcing her son to get on the flight to go meet with Nike, we never would have had Jordan Brand. And you may be asking yourself, what made Michael sign with Nike over Adidas besides just his mom forcing him to take the meeting? Well, it turns out they actually offered him the largest signature athlete contract ever offered to anyone at the time. He got his own signature sneaker and his own signature line and would become the face of the brand. Also, if you're looking for an awesome pair of socks to wear with your Air Jordan 1s, I definitely recommend picking up a pair of Apothecary socks, which is my own personal sock brand. We make the best socks ever, they're incredibly comfortable, and they look great with Jordan 1s. So if you guys want to grab some Apothecary essentials for yourself, make sure to click the link in the top of the description. You can grab them in both black or white or in any of the new colorways that we have coming out in the very near future. Number 5. The Jordan 1 wasn't actually banned by the NBA. So we've been peddled this story by Jordan Brand that the Air Jordan 1 in the bread colorway was banned by NBA Commissioner David Stern. And while yes, in the 1984-1985 season, the NBA Commissioner did have some things to say about the sneakers that Michael Jordan was wearing because the colorway didn't actually line up with the NBA uniform guidelines, Airlines. Specifically, the shoe didn't have enough white in the colorway to match with the Bulls jersey, and it's also been claimed that every time that Michael Jordan stepped onto the court in those black and red sneakers, he was fined $5,000. However, that has never actually been confirmed. But where this story actually gets interesting is that the shoe that Michael Jordan was banned in wasn't actually the Air Jordan 1 at all. It was the Nike Airship, which is the shoe that he wore before the Air Jordan 1. And I guess because Jordan Brand realized they could make a lot of money by selling us this story that the Air Jordan 1 in the bread colorway was actually the banned colorway, they decided to push the narrative that the Air Jordan 1 was the shoe that he was wearing and not the Nike Airship. And even to this day, while this story has become a lot more widely known, Jordan Brand still releases the Air Jordan 1 in banned colorways, which I guess isn't that big of a deal because yes, that colorway was apparently banned by the NBA, but at the same time, that narrative just doesn't line up because it's the wrong shoe altogether. Yes, it looks kind of similar, but it's a different shoe. And I think even moving forward, Jordan Brand is going to stick to that storyline because it's become sort of the lore behind the Air Jordan 1 at this point. Number 4, Peter Moore designed the Air Jordan 1 Wings logo on a napkin during a flight from Portland to Chicago. So as you may already know, Peter Moore is the original designer of the Air Jordan 1. And what inspired the design of the Air Jordan Wings logo were these little wings pins that you get on flights on airlines. Apparently on his flight from Portland to Chicago, he saw a kid wearing this little flight pin and he realized that would actually be a really great logo for the Air Jordan brand. Now while this logo isn't used on every single Air Jordan silhouette, it's still an incredibly popular logo that was made iconic by the Air Jordan 1 silhouette. And not only did he come up with this logo idea on an airplane, he also drew it on a napkin so he wouldn't forget. Number 3, the Air Jordan 1 went to discount stores and sold for just $20 a pair. Although sneaker reselling is huge today, it was still pretty big back in the 80s when the Air Jordan 1 first released. During the first year of the Air Jordan 1's release, scalpers were buying up all the pairs of the sneaker and reselling it for way more. And in order to combat this, Nike flooded the market with Jordan 1s, consequently making them go to outlets for as low as just $20. And that's actually something that I'm sure a lot of sneakerheads would like Jordan Brand and Nike to do today. It's just become so hard to buy sneakers lately that if you want one of the more popular styles, you're probably going to have to pay resale for it, which can suck. Number 2, Peter Moore not only designed the Air Jordan 1, he also designed the iconic Adidas 3 stripes logo. So Peter Moore is widely known for designing the Air Jordan 1, but not only that, he also co-founded Adidas America. And in addition to that, he also designed the Adidas 3 stripes logo, which has become one of the most recognizable logos of all time. The 3 stripes were originally designed to signify the international appeal of the brand and also the regions where Adidas sneakers were sold. And as you may have been able to guess, the 3 regions were America, Europe, and Asia. Additionally, the 3 stripes are designed as a slope to signify a mountain slope. And actually, in another fun fact, the Adidas trefoil logo was actually bought from the sneaker brand Carhu. I've always known that Peter Moore was one of the most influential sneaker designers of all time, but for some reason more people know the name Tinker Hatfield. But if you look at what Peter Moore's done in his body of work, he's been involved in so many insanely iconic things. Number 1, the Air Jordan 1 originally sold for just $65 when it first released back in 1985. While the Air Jordan 1 currently retails for $170 in 2022, back almost 40 years ago, the shoe sold for just $65. So although it seems like you might have been getting a deal on the Air Jordan 1 if you had bought the shoe back in 1985, if you look at inflation, turns out $65 in 1985 is worth about $171 in 2022, which actually really surprised me. And granted, in 2022 we're going through record inflation, I get that, but at the same time, it's not like Jordan Brand is taxing us as much as we thought that they were. Now with that being said, if you had bought the Jordan 1 when it hit discount stores for just $20, then you would have been getting a deal, but at the same time, all of the Air Jordan 1s from 1985 are now worth like 30 grand. So if you bought any of them, you still have them, maybe look into selling them because they're worth a lot of money. But that wraps up the list of the 10 things you didn't know about the Air Jordan 1s. Now I would love to know your thoughts on this list and which thing you might not have known, so make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Once again, if you would like to grab some socks that go great with your Air Jordan 1s and are incredibly comfortable, make sure to check out my sock brand Apothecary, which is linked in the top of the description below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.